This is lesson 10.2 for course 2, graphing linear equations. Please get out your notebook and get ready to take down some notes. And if possible, you will need a piece of graph paper today. All right, the first thing that you need to do is you need to copy down these new vocabulary terms. So you'll want to pause the video and copy these down before going on. The first definition is solution, and what the solution is it's an ordered pair that makes the equation true. What that means is when you have an equation like y equals x plus 1, you want to find numbers that you can put in for x and y, which are going to be your ordered pair that would make this true. So you could, an ordered pair that would make this true would be 3, 4. Because if you put 3 in for x and 4 in for y, 4 is equal to 3 plus 1, and 3 plus 1 is equal to 4, so 4 equals 4. So that would be a solution that would make an equation true. So this is the solution for that equation, y equals x plus 1. And there's many, many more solutions for that equation. In fact, there's an infinite number of solutions. The second term is the graph of an equation. The graph of all points with coordinates that are solutions to an equation. And we'll talk about that a little later, and I'll show you an example of how you could graph an equation like this right here that will show you all the solutions that you could have for that equation. And then the last is a linear equation, any equation whose graph is a straight line. And equations for straight lines are always going to be in the form like y equals x plus something, or x plus y equals some number, just say 5, or it could be x equals y minus 3. All of these are examples of linear equations. All right, let's look at finding a solution. So we want to find a solution to the equation y equals 4x minus 3. And this is a linear equation. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to choose a number to replace x with. So I'm going to choose 2 to replace x with. So I'm going to plug 2 into my equation. So the first thing I'm going to do is write down the equation y equals 4x minus 3. And I'm going to take that 2 and plug it in for x. So I have y equals 4. And I'm going to plug the 2 in for x times 2 minus 3. Now I'm just going to follow order of operations to find the solution for y. So 4 times 2 is 8. And then 8 minus 3 is 5. So this is what y is equal to when x is 2. So the solution when x is equal to 2 is 2, 5. That's one of the many solutions that you could have for this equation. If you wanted to, you could pick another number. So we know 2, 5 is a solution. We could pick another number for x. So this time we can say x is equal to 1. So we would plug 1 into the equation, y equals 4 times 1 minus 3. So y is equal to 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 minus 3 is 1. So y is equal to 1. So another ordered pair, when x is 1, y is 1. So that's another solution to this equation. So we want to find 2 solutions of each equation. So why don't you pause the video and try these on your own and see if you can come up with two solutions. Okay, welcome back. I'm going to pick x equal to 2 for one of the solutions. So we'll plug in 2 for x in the equation. So we have y equals 2 plus 8. So y is equal to 10. That was pretty easy. So the solution is when x is 2, y is 10. Now we could pick another number for x to be equal to, and we might want to pick 1. And it's so much easier to pick numbers that are in between like -2 and 2 because it makes your answers a lot easier to find than picking really big numbers. So let's try a negative number this time and see how that works. So we'll try -1. So we have y equals, we're going to replace x right here with -1 plus 8. Now we need to remember our rule for adding positives and negatives. When they're opposite signs, we know we're going to subtract. So -1 plus 8 is 7. So when x is -1, y is 7. So these here are two solutions. Are they the only solutions? No. You may have chosen different numbers to solve the equations for. So let's look at this one. Find the equation of y equals -2x. So I'm going to say x is equal to -2. So y equals -2 times -2. A negative times a negative is a positive. So y is equal to 4. So the solution then is -2, 4. Now we could pick another number. You could say x is equal to 0. Y is equal to -2 times 0. -2 times 0 is 0, so y would be equal to 0. So the solution then for this is 0, 0. Are there more solutions? Yes, there are, but these are just two sample solutions that you could have. You may have ended up with something different. However, if you chose -2 and 0 for x, then your solutions need to be these points. Okay, you need to pause the video right now and copy down the steps for graphing a linear equation. Make sure you get all the steps copied down and then copy down this table because we're going to talk about how to actually make a table to graph equations. So the steps are, number 1, make a table of x and y values. So for your x values, we're always going to use these numbers here, just so we all are graphing the same points, and it's going to make it easier for us to correct work since we're all graphing the same thing. So we're always going to pick our x values, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. You're going to plug the x value into the equation and solve for y. And then you'll show your work over here, and I'll show you when we do an example problem. When I mean over here, you're going to show your work in this column right here, and then at the end you'll write your solution for your ordered pair, -2, and then whatever the x or the y value is for that. And we'll go through an example right after we go over these steps. So then we're here on step 4. Once you plug in for x and show your work and do all the steps, you're going to have your solution. And then you're going to repeat steps 3 and 4 for all the x values. So then you're going to do the same thing for -1, and you would show your work, and then you're going to end up with your answer -1, and then something for y, and then you'd show your work here, and you'd have 0, and you'd show your work here, 1, and then whatever you end up with for y, and you'd show your work here to whatever you end up with for y. So all the points that you, once you get all your ordered pairs, then you're going to graph them on a piece of graph paper. paper, and all the points should make a straight line. If they do not make a straight line, you made a mistake. And you need to go back and double check your work and see where in this table you may have made a mistake. So let's go over an example and see how you do with this. So the first thing that we're going to do, we make our table and then we plug in, we put down our x values, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So we're going to start out with -2, and we're going to plug this into the equation for x. So you can see my work that I did here. I have y equals 4 times -2 minus 2. So I do this first, follow order of operations. So I got -8 minus 2, and -8 minus 2 is -10. So when x is -2, y is -10. That's the first point. Now I'm going to plug in -1 for x. 4 times -1 minus 2. 4 times -1 is -4. -4 minus 2 is -6. So we take the -1 and the solution that we got, -6. There's another ordered pair. Now we're going to go to the 0. We plug 0 in for x. 4 times 0 minus 2. 4 times 0 is 0, and then 0 minus 2 is -2. So when x is 0, y is -2. Now we're going to take and plug 1 in for x. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. So our ordered pair is 1, 2. Here we plug in 2 for x. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. So here is our solution to 6. Now, the final step is we're going to graph the points. So I'm going to graph -2, 10. So I start at the origin, 2 to the left, 10 down. Here's the first point, and then we go -1, 1 to the left, and 6 down. Here's the second point, and then 0 to the left or right, and 2 down. There's the third point. To the right 1, up 2. There's the second point. And to the right 2 and up 6. There's the third point. Now, if you notice, all of those points fall in a straight line. And then I connected them together with this line right here. And that's the graph of the equation. So let's try another one where I don't have the work shown. So we need to graph y equals 2x plus 1. If you want to try this on your own, pause the video now, try it on your own, and then you can check to see how you did. So the first thing that we're going to do is make our table of x and y values. So this is going to be y equals 2x plus 1. And then over here, we're going to end up with the ordered pair that we're going to graph. So we start out with our values, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So we plug -2 in. Y is equal to 2 times -2 plus 1. Probably going to need a little bit more room to work here. So let's see what we get. 2 times -2 is -4 plus 1. So that means y is equal to -3. So our ordered pair is -2, and that's a -3. Now we're going to plug -1 in. So we have 2 times -1 plus 1. 2 times -1 is -2. -2 plus 1 means that y is equal to -1. So our next point is -1, -1. Now we're going to plug 0 in. 2 times 0 plus 1. 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 1. Y is equal to 1. So our next point is 0, 1. Now we're going to plug 1 in for x. 2 times 1 plus 1. So 2 plus 1, y is equal to 3. So the next point is 1, 3. Now we're going to plug 2 in. 2 times 2 plus 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1, y is equal to 5. We have 2, 5. So now we're going to graph the points. So we always start at 0. We're going to go 2 to the left and 3 down. There's our first point. Start at 0. 1 to the left, 1 down. There's our second point. 0 to the left or right and 1 up. And then we're going to go 1 to the right and up 3. And then 2 to the right and up 5. And if we look, all of these fall in a straight line. So we will connect those points together. And that is the graph of the equation. The last example that we're going to talk about today is where you need to be able to tell if an ordered pair is a solution to an equation. So we remember that an ordered pair is always x first, y second. So they give us the numbers that we're going to plug into the equation. So we have y equals 3x minus 1, which is the equation that we're given right here. So we're going to plug 7 in for x and 12 in for y, and we're going to see if it's a solution. So we have 12 equals 3 times 7 minus 1. So we don't have to do anything here on the left side. That's just the 12, but we need to follow the order of operations here. 3 times 7 is 21. 21 minus 1 is 20. Now, this is not equal. Since it is not equal, oops, I forgot the T, not equal, it means that 712 is not a solution for that equation. If they were equal to each other, if the numbers ended up equal to each other right here in this step, then yes, that ordered pair would be a solution. Well, that is all for now. If you have any questions, please bring them to class tomorrow. Thanks for listening.